Let's talk prospects. Up next on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5. Today is Saturday, April 29th. I am Frank Sample, joined by Scott White. And let's take a look at the 5 prospects on the verge of getting the call and a few recent demotions, unfortunately. Jordan Walker with the Cardinals, Taj Bradley with the Rays, Brandon Pfaadt with the Diamondbacks, Matt Mervis with the Cubs, and Colton Cowser with the Orioles. Scott, what's the latest on this group?
Well, I mean, obviously Walker was the big news this week, and being abruptly sent down after all the fanfare about him making the opening day roster, immediately a 12-game hitting streak. And very quickly after that, the Cardinals cool on him. I still think he's the top prospect to stash, clearly. There are some things they want him to work on, elevating better. But I think the main reason he got sent down is just a roster crunch. They had too many other outfielders they were wanting to play. And I do think there were legitimately some things they wanted him to work on, but they would have been willing to let him kind of work through that more if there wasn't also a roster crunch. He'll be back soon enough. And I still like his chances to make a sizable impact at fantasy this year. We know Taj Bradley's going to be back soon too. The story there is the Rays want him to get used to a 5-day schedule. I don't know why he can't get used to that in the majors, but he was so good in his first 3 starts. Was it 3 starts he made?
Yep.
Before getting sent down? Yeah. That, they're going to need him sooner than later. Brandon Pfaadt, I think, is the interesting one because, okay, so the Diamondbacks have released Madison Bumgarner, and they sent down Dre Jameson. They got a lot of off days coming up, so I don't think they're going to need Pfaadt until the week after next. And maybe they'll call Dre Jameson back up. I don't know, but Pfaadt's looked good at AAA. It's a tough place to pitch, so you got to take the actual numbers with a grain of salt. For the most part, he's looked good, and you think he's more talented than Dre Jameson. So I think you need to make sure he's rostered. Matt Mervis is, doing Matt Mervis things at AAA still, while Eric Hosmer is doing very little in the majors. Colton Cowser, I have on here. He's been hot at AAA for the Orioles. Just a really well-rounded offensive player, power, speed, good on-base skills. Should hit for average, too, though the strikeout rate's kind of high sometimes. Austin Hayes has been banged up. I don't think that's necessarily going to be the impetus to bring Cowser up, but the Orioles could use him anyway. And, they're looking like contenders this year. He was their first-round pick a couple years ago and is showing he belongs. Going to throw one bonus one at you. This is a FBT in 5 exclusive. Christian Encarnacion-Strand, who's just coming back. I think it was a back issue he's coming back from. Just made his 2023 debut a few days ago. 5 for 6 with 2 home runs on Thursday. And the Reds just had to put Will Myers on the IL. So by the time you're listening to this, Christian Encarnacion-Strand may be up. Guy put up huge power numbers in the minors and was the talk of spring training for the first couple weeks because of the way he was obliterating baseballs. So you need to get him on your radar, if not on your roster.
Absolutely. I mean, he was amazing during spring training. We were all upset when he got sent down. So 100% agree on Christian Encarnacion-Strand. 5 prospects on the periphery. These are prospects doing something of note recently. Jordan Westburg, a shortstop with the Orioles. Justin Henry Malloy, a third baseman with the Tigers. Drew Gilbert, an outfielder with the Astros. Nick Frasso, a starting pitcher with the Dodgers. And Patrick Monteverde, a starting pitcher also with the Miami Marlins. Scott, any names on this list that can make an impact this season?
I mean, the most likely would be Jordan Westburg, shortstop, who hits for power, has some speed, doing great at AAA. And, if they ever wanted to upgrade from Adam Frazier or Ramon Arias, he's right there waiting, ready to go. Also, Justin Henry Malloy of the Tigers was with the Braves last season, had a breakout season there. Good on base skills. He's actually entering Thursday. He was reaching base at better than a 500 clip this year.
Wow.
Hit 17 home runs last year, but the power profile is questionable, especially since he'd be playing his home games at Comerica Park. still, like, the Tigers could use any injection of offense, and Justin Henry Malloy seems like, he could provide that potentially. I do want to highlight Patrick Monteverde too, real quick, because he's just interesting. His minor league numbers so far, like the strikeout rate is off the charts. He's been untouchable, basically. You won't find better numbers from a minor league pitcher right now than Patrick Monteverde, but he's 25 years old. He throws like 90 miles per hour. It may just be that he's relying on guile to pick on kids 4 years his junior, like it may be a total fluke situation, or it may be another Alex Wood situation. I mean, that was kind of Alex Wood's profile in the minors, soft tossing lefty who put up amazing numbers in spite of it. He had, a really deceptive delivery, and maybe Monteverde has something like that going on. He's interesting, if nothing else.
All right. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Audacy app, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5, and we'll be back again next week. Bye-bye.